Welcome back to another episode of Dual Destinies. We are continuing from where we left off, which was the end of the first day of trial. After the trial ended, we went to go look for Apollo, who was hanging it out in courtroom number 4, which is where the explosion happened, and he's dead. He's dead. A rock. Someone hit him with a rock, or he fell on a rock. I don't know, but he's dead now. Rest in peace, my boy. We loved you as you were. So this is the next morning. This isn't exactly how I envisioned the second day of this trial to start. The text advances way too fucking slow, and I can't skip it because I've never seen the text before in my entire little life. That's better. Okay, but given how things ended yesterday. Good morning. The mood sure is tense. Not that that's any surprise. Oh, hey! Did you read the paper this morning, boss? Huh? The paper? That came out of left field. You didn't read it? Then you don't know the big news! Somebody spotted an abominable snowman way up in the mountains! What? Tell me you know the difference between a paper and a tabloid, Athena. It might show up in the forest where you live, Junie! So you better watch out, okay? You know what, I guess it is winter time. You really should read the story for yourself. I couldn't even begin to do it justice. Justice? Justice? My boy's dead. Justice? Huh? Oh, poor Apollo. It's all my fault. Sniffle. Athena! Oh, Junie, what was I thinking? I'm so sorry. I'm gonna go cross-eyed for you. My boy! What we found yesterday was not Apollo's dead body. Thank goodness. What? I can't believe he's not dead. Imagine if they killed him off in the first case of the first game of his own trilogy. All the other games are just backstory. He'd been assaulted by someone with a blow to his head and was lying unconscious. We rushed him to the hospital right away. It looks like he's gonna pull through. You know what? He needed to go back to the hospital anyway, so honestly, if getting hit on the head by a giant rock was gonna send him there, then by all means. He didn't look like he was gonna go there anyway. But it was still quite a shock to stumble onto a scene like that. Who hurt my poor boy? Is Miss Woods alright, Athena? Well, I managed to get her to stop crying. Now she's resting on that sofa over there. You see that sofa over there that you're in the same room with? She's resting over there. Do you see her? She's like literally right there. I gotta tell you that because you're not willing to look, but like she's right there, I promise. I swear she's there. She didn't run away. I guess she really feels responsible for what happened to Apollo. Poor Junie. She believes that the reason Apollo was attacked was because of Bum Rap Briny. It's because he was helping her look for something in that courtroom. Oh, it's literally because of that. Oh, I guess I can see why she'd think that. By the way, how are you doing? Oh, me? Yeah, you. I know you're concerned about Miss Woods, but are you alright? What a good mentor you are. Caring about your employees like that. Me? I'm doing just fine, boss. I mean, yeah, it was a huge shock, but I'm alright. People who have studied analytical psychology are great at times like these. We have no emotions! Oh. After all, they've learned how to control their own emotions too. Somehow, I don't think it's as easy as she makes it sound. Yeah, but you don't have a widget to read her emotions, so... Oh, but oh wait, actually, speaking of widget, her widget is literally showing that she's suffering. That should be like a meme. I'm happy on the outside, but dying on the inside. There's no denying that she's a real trooper. Apollo doesn't remember a thing, does he? Oh no! Yeah, he can't recall anything from the time right before he was assaulted. Nothing about what he was doing in courtroom number 4 or who assaulted him. The doctor said it's probably due to that hit he took to the head. Assaulted in the court of law and losing your memory at that? I know how that feels. Oh, referencing to the second game when But who in the world would do such a thing, huh, Mr. Wright? Just wait till I get my hands on the coward who hurt our Apollo. Me too. I'm with you. I'll hold him down. Now, Athena. I thought you said you were in control of your emotions. Let's just focus on helping Miss Woods, okay? But I admit, I'm just as upset as you. Okay, boss. You're right. Apollo's assailant can wait until after we clear Junie's name. That's the spirit. Oh. I literally said that, not realizing you said it too. Am I Phoenix Wright? Now, let's see. I better check the court record one more time before the trial starts. I don't need to check it. I'll check it just in case. Hey, nothing peculiarly different that's worth noting. After Mr. Wright, I'm ready whenever you are. All right, let's get ready to rumble. You bet. With everything that happened with Apollo, I didn't have time for a proper investigation. I can't let that stop me though. I have to get this right, for Miss Wood's sake, and Apollo's too. Oh yeah, I guess the first case in all the Ace Attorney games, you never investigate anything. You never like go out and do stuff. All rise for his honor who has no name. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Juniper Woods.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is also ready, Your Honor. Now then, I believe I instructed the prosecution to further their investigation. Which they weren't even in the room unless they came out after we had found Apollo. There was no one there in that fucking courtroom except for Apollo's dead body. Were you able to locate the remote switch in question?
I'm afraid the remote switch is still missing, Your Honor.
Who's to say that it didn't blow up? Like, do we know it still exists?
I must say I'm disappointed, Mr. Payne. Not angry, just disappointed.
The worst thing you can make a judge feel. The worst thing you can make this judge feel.
I apologize, Your Honor. This is worse than when my mom disowned me.
Aha! Looks like the prosecution is just as unprepared as I am.
There's a separate matter, however, that I would like to bring up during this trial.
Oh wait, are they going to do the thing where they make it seem like Junie's the one who attacked? No, I hope not.
A separate battery, sir. Where might that be?
I assume you are aware that another incident occurred during yesterday's trial. I'm speaking, of course, of the assault on Mr. Justice in the ruins of courtroom number 4.
Oh, why is he bringing that up?
Yes, what a truly harrowing experience it must have been. Poor Mr. Justice.
Also, the security in this court, in this fucking place. How do you let so many things happen? Where's security detail? God, especially after you just had a bombing, you'd think this place would be neck deep with full of like police and shit. No.
At the time of the attack, Mr. Justice was not alone. He was with the defendant, Miss Juniper Woods.
He isn't going where I think he's going with this. Is he? He really can go that low because he's probably short.
The prosecution wishes to indict Miss Woods on the charge of Mr. Justice's assault.
Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the incident under deliberation here is the courtroom bombing. The assault on Mr. Justice has nothing to do with this trial.
Ah, but I believe there is a connection between this case and Mr. Justice's assault. Please take a moment to consider these facts. Both events occurred in courtroom number 4.
Oh, I thought I thought he was gonna list out points.
This is the location in courtroom number 4 where the unconscious Mr. Justice was discovered. As you can see, it's quite close to where Detective Arm's body was found.
I like that there's a diagram for it. Oh God, Apollo! Look at him. He's just lying there.
Why indeed? What do you believe the motive to be, Mr. Payne?
I believe Mr. Justice found something in that courtroom while Miss Woods was with him. Evidence that fingered her as the perpetrator of the bombing.
You mean you found some incriminating evidence?
Precisely. And so, I surmise that the defendant picked up the piece of rubble and hit Mr. Justice in the back of the head in order to silence him.
Junie would never do such a thing. She didn't even kill him. I mean, they didn't even kill him. She was devastated when we found Apollo hurt like that.
Miss Cykes, please control your outburst.
No! She has every right to be mad.
Ahem. It is the prosecution's belief that by deliberating on Mr. Justice's assault, we will draw even closer to the truth of the courtroom bombing itself.
Very well. Miss Woods is hereby officially indicted on the charge of assaulting Mr. Justice.
What? Why are you listening to Mr. Toupee over there? Although, considering our conversation yesterday,
I think Apollo might have figured something out.
I wonder what it was.
He told me, I'm going to look for evidence to clear your name, Juniper.
Maybe the two incidents really are related after all.
I would like to start by hearing from the defendant herself.
Very well. Bailiff, please bring Mrs. Woods to the witness stand.
Oh no, she coughing again, girl.
I'm sorry. I can't seem to stop.
I need water. This courtroom has no water, no bitches, no fucking... Miss Woods, I guess she's still really upset about Apollo.
Miss Woods, you went to the ruins of courtroom number 4 with Mr. Justice, did you not?
Yes, I did.
Good. If you would, then please testify about what happened to the court.
Testimony! Alone with Apollo, ooh rah rah.
During the trial yesterday, I was overcome by a fit of coughing. Apollo stayed with me and we went to the courtroom ruins together where it's super dusty and probably would irritate my coughing more, but whatever. But then I was called back to this courtroom to give testimony. Apollo insisted on staying behind in courtroom number 4. I swear I didn't attack Apollo! Why would I even hurt such a kind person?
So Mr. Justice stayed by your side while you were feeling unwell? What an admirable young man.
I thought his loud voice was his only outstanding feature. Really? Did you forget about the horns on his head? He may look like a little imp at times, but Apollo can be really nice too. What? Why are y'all being so mean to Apollo? What has he done to y'all? There's been nothing but nice in this game. I hope she didn't hurt her wrist backhanding that one out.
But one has to wonder, why did Mr. Justice stay behind in the ruins?
I think Apollo might have figured something out.
Something? What kind of something?
I don't know, just something to do with the courtroom bombing kind of something, I think.
Oh, new evidence for the case, was it? That's a very big kind of something indeed.
I believe so. He mentioned looking for some evidence when I was called away.
Just as I thought, there is a connection between the two incidents. But the defendant has told a very big lie, Your Honor.
What lie is that?
When she learned Mr. Justice would be looking for evidence, she attacked him. She attacked him to give herself the chance to destroy that evidence.
No! I never...
Miss Woods repaid Mr. Justice's kindness with violence. We found the proof of her foul deed here in the courtroom ruins.
Oh my god, surely this definitely has to be fucking real. Has there ever been an instance where someone has written something in blood before they died? Oh, well, he didn't die. Has there ever been an instance where this has happened and they've actually fingered the culprit? Written down the name of the culprit? The thing in Danganronpa, the first game, does not count. Or maybe it does count. I guess that did answer my own question, huh? Anyway, what on earth?
Do you see it? They're in front of Mr. Justice's right hand. Witness the message he left us. Witness it! Just witness it!
It's written in blood. W-O-O-D-S? Why, isn't that?
That's right, Your Honor. It says Woods in capital letters.
What?
I submit that Mr. Justice left us with the name of his attacker before he fainted.
I can't believe he would do such a thing. I can't believe it.
No, that can't be true. Why would Apollo write my name?
What if he wrote it because he just loved her so much and he was like, I need to leave a final message for the girl I love?
Mr. Wright! The nerve of him leaving that message! Why would he do this?
Widget doesn't have a face on. Oh, is it because their screen's enabled right now? I didn't realize that was a thing. Hey, don't take it out on me. I don't understand it any more than you do. In fact, you guys found him there. Did you somehow just like ignore the fact that he was? Oh, they upgraded this. I mean, updated this. Woods. What about if it was upside down? S doom. You're doomed to S. I don't know. I forget what that's supposed to be. When we did discover Apollo yesterday, I didn't pan my eyes far enough to look at his right hand. The cutscene didn't show it. Apollo.
We didn't even have a chance to rush over to her. As soon as security heard Athena scream, they ran in and cordoned off the area. Well, now they're doing their job, so after someone's fucking almost dead, that's when they fucking come in. After that, they were in the courtroom number 4 with Apollo the whole time. We couldn't investigate anything ourselves and had to leave everything to the police. Still, I never thought they would find some bloody writing there.
Now then, please begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Okay. I will gunbody the muss. Do I need to press everything? I don't need to press this, right? That's fine. Apollo stayed with me, went to the courtroom. I'll just press the things that look like they need pressing. Why exactly did you go to the courtroom rooms?
We went to look for my medicine to stop my coughing.
Oh, what? You have pills for that? Your medicine? Why would your medicine be in courtroom number 4? Why would it be in courtroom number 4 where you were in when the bomb blew up? Well, crazy that you would have dropped something.
I dropped it in the heat of the moment. Bum Rap Riney, he was keeping my medicine safe for me.
Oh.
He has a little compartment that I can put things in, you see.
If only Fancy has the same type of pocket. That's where the bomb was inserted. That's a pretty big pocket, though.
I put my medicine for my coughing fit inside Bum Rap Riney. When I told Apollo about it, he said he'd help me go look for him. There was so much rubble in there. I was worried, but there was no rubble or anything in front of the witness stand. So when we got inside, Apollo went straight there. I started looking for my Riney in that area. It was so nice of him to do that for me, in spite of all his injuries. Apollo is so strong and kind, just like the trees of the forest.
The way she makes him sound, you'd think Apollo was some kind of ancient god. I mean, he is. Have you just seen his devilish horns and, you know, his godly, smile? Oh, wait. Yeah, I know, I get it.
So that's why you went to the rooms. I see. That seems to be quite an important fact. Please add it to your testimony, Miss Woods.
I wonder how that would have translated in Japanese. Because in Japanese, his name is Odoroki Hosuke or something like that. Is that also the name of a god in Japan? Apollo started looking for Bum Rep Riney in a witness stand where there's no robbing. The area around the witness stand. Are you sure about that?
I'm sorry! Did I say something wrong?
No. Of course not. I was just testing my hearing. I must not upset her. Must not upset her. Yeah, don't be so harsh on her. Come on.
Yes, I'm sure that's where we searched first.
Are we gonna say like he wasn't even at the witness stand? Is it because he was off-centered the witness stand? Like, what are you trying to imply, Nick? Is this a contradiction? But they're saying that he started looking near the witness stand. Is that not the witness stand? Like that little octagon shape behind the witness stand? That's not rubble, right? That's a stand. Apparently, that is a contradiction. So he started his search with the witness stand. You say? What is the contradiction? What am I not understanding?
That's right. I guess maybe he wanted to start from the furthest point in the room. He was being so brave. And strong.
But that's odd. Under the circumstances, he shouldn't have been capable of that. What?
But he was! And he still is! He might not look it, but he really is brave and kind!
No, that's not the part I'm finding fault with. Someone has a crush on Apollo. Wow, you think? Crazy, where did you get that idea from? What you're claiming is something that no one should have been able to do.
But I should think that anyone could be brave and kind if they want to be, Mr. Wright.
True, anyone can be brave and kind, but if you would please take a look at this diagram. With the courtroom in its state, how was it possible to walk up to the witness stand?
Oh!
I see your point. The rubble blocks off the access to the area around the witness stand.
Is that octagon fucking rubble? Why did they make it so straight? I thought it was like a platform. I thought it was like a platform for people to stand on. Are you telling me that's rubble?
Does such a tiny inconsistency even matter? Perhaps the witness is simply misremembering it.
Or maybe he moved it. You don't know. I know rocks can be heavy, but like with enough power, you could probably like push it somewhere, you know? Great. Now I'm not so sure it matters. Well, you're bringing it up, so it must matter.
A real man doesn't make mountains out of molehills, you know.
But that's precisely what Mr. Wright does best.
I call slander, Your Honor.
So, was it really impossible to approach the witness stand? I have to say, it's a bit hard to tell with any accuracy from just this diagram. It's almost like the courtroom is like so far away from us that we can't see anything. Mr. Payne, do you have any other photos of the crime scene?
Let me see, Your Honor. It's not like we can just go fucking next door and take a picture of it. I guess I have one more.
Oh! The reason why it's so strange is because it's the transport case and not fucking rubble. Oh my god, I didn't understand. It didn't make any sense to me. I was like, there's no way this piece of rubble can be so cut clean. Why would they add that in? It's because it's not fucking rubble. Fucking.
Here it is. It's a more pulled back version of the photo I presented before.
What an odd angle. Like the photographer literally like stepped back to take a picture of the shot he already took of, but just added in the wheel. Oh, at the end after the S, there's still more red writing on it. Someone stole something that shouldn't have been taken. Huh? What's that hunk of metal on the wheels? Mr. Payne, is the metallic object in that photo Mr. Toney's bomb transport case?
That's right. Is there some problem?
Oh yes, that transport case was there in quarter number 4 when the bomb went off. It must have been there ever since.
Oh, that's it.
Miss Woods, have you remembered something?
Yes, I just realized. Its position. It's different from before.
Its position? The position of what?
The position of that big metal thing.
The bomb transport case?
Yes, when Apollo and I went there, it was in a different place. Where the case is in the photo was open space, so it was easy to search to stand.
Like, I get it, but also at the same time, why would you not have mentioned this before? Like, why did we have to show a picture of it before? It's because she didn't remember, whatever. I see. So where was the transport case when you and Mr. Justice saw it?
As I recall, I think it was more to the right.
To the right? Then that means... In that case, the case was over there at the time of Apollo's attack.
Who cares where the transport case was when? What difference does it make? It has nothing to do at all to do with the...
Oh. he was flustered. Where the transport case was has everything to do with this discussion. In fact, it's so important that it's enough to turn the prosecution's argument on its ear.
What? What's wrong with my ear?
Wow, that certainly sounds very relevant indeed. And you sound as though you know where the case was at the time of the attack.
Well, yeah, she fucking just said it was a little to the right. Yes, Your Honor. This diagram represents the crime scene as shown in the photo. And this is where the transport case was at the time of the assault on Mr. Justice. I have this. The bomb transport case was here at the time of Apollo's attack. Wow, I'm a cursor! Whee! Okay, probably here.
Could I?
Your Honor, I assert that this is where the transport case was at the time of the assault.
But that's...
Inconceivable!
Miss Woods, was this where the transport case was when you saw it?
Yes, that's where it was.
Thank you, Miss Woods.
You're welcome.
I'm sure the court has noted an interesting fact about this position.
The transport case covers up the writing in blood.
Exactly. If the transport case was in the position at the time of the assault, then no message could have been written there because the case was in the way. Which leads us to conclude that Mr. Justice couldn't have left that bloody writing.
Why should we believe the defendant's claim that the case was in a different position? She's obviously lying!
The fact that the case was moved after the assault on Mr. Justice is proved by more than Mrs. Wood's testimony alone.
What? What is this proof you're talking about?
It's right here in the crime photo.
I'm keen to see this proof myself, Mr. Wright. And the photo indicates that the transport case was moved after the assault.
These wheels are crusty as hell, and yet the wheels themselves look pretty clean. Do I just, Oh my god, it drove over Apollo's bandages! No! Those are his keepsakes! No! Would that be enough? Would that be a good place to do it? Oh yes, it's actually the answer. Alright. Oh, whoops! Ah! I didn't read that! I hit the button by accident! What was it? Please take a look at the mark that runs over Mr. Justice's bandages here.
I see it, but what is it?
It's bandages, Your Honor. I just said it. This mark was made by one of the casters from the transport case carrying the bomb. As the case was moved, it ran over his bandages. In other words, the transport case was originally to the right of Mr. Justice. Then, after Mr. Justice was assaulted, the transport case was moved.
What?
Just as Miss Woods said, the case was covering the writing at the time of the assault. Therefore, it was impossible for Mr. Justice to have left that message in blood.
No, I don't have any more hair to fucking flip.
You did it, boss! It was a real nail biter, but you pulled it off!
Yup, that should bring down the prosecution's claim like a house of cards.
Order! Order on the court! Mr. Wright, that was a very clever deduction.
No, it was nothing, Your Honor. Nothing but pure genius. Take that. Who are you saying that to?
Boss, I'm sensing a definitive smug and braggy vibe coming off of you.
I poopy.
I have just one question, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
If Mr. Justice didn't leave this message in blood, then who did?
I don't know. that's not my job to find out.
What? Cough, cough.
Ow!
Well, looks like I should have taken that train of thought through to the last station. I mean, you could just easily say that it was the actual assaulter trying to frame this on Woods. Phoenix, come on, you've been in the game for so long. I know you took a break, but come on.
Well, I've heard a lot about this. So this is Mr. Wright's famous bluffing technique, is it?
Ah, this feeling brings back memories of the old days. Back when you carved out a name for yourself by bluffing your way through thick and thin.
Hey, I won, right?
Gee, Mr. Wright, the judge kinda makes you sound no better than a two-bit con man.
You made your argument with such confidence, Mr. Wright. Now I'd like to hear it answer with just as much confidence.
Hey, until the judge asked the question you didn't catch on either, Buster.
What now, boss?
I hope you didn't bluff your way into a corner.
Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way through this. I love that flag in the back. It's black, pink, and blue. Almost all my favorite colors. The only thing is missing is white, and that's Phoenix Wright. I have to dig my way to the truth somehow. Who could have written that message in blood? The culprit? Apollo? Someone else? I think I know who wrote it, but I'm wondering if... I'm stumped, but for the wrong reasons. Someone else? I don't know. I don't know if this is me jumping the gun. You know what? Whatever. It's fine. I'm going with it. To be honest, I don't actually have any real proof of this. Oh, I don't hear music, so that might be right. But I've come this far. There's no turning back now. I think I got it right. I'm just wondering how you would come to this conclusion so early. Besides Apollo, there was one more person who shed blood at this crime scene. Oh, is that why?
A person who shed blood? You don't mean...
Oh, but I do. I believe it was Candace's arm who left behind this message in blood.
What?
What? Detective Arm? How? Are you sure you know what you're doing here?
Not really.
What kind of ridiculous assertion is that? If you had said the attacker left the message to throw people off, it might have made sense.
At first glance, that would seem to be the most reasonable explanation. However, Apollo didn't shed enough blood to write such an extensive message. Okay, I was wondering if the amount of blood was gonna come into it. Okay.
Ow!
Oh, I see. Even the photo makes it clear there wasn't enough blood to write all those letters. Mr. Justice did survive. I suppose he didn't bleed very extensively in that case.
Why would Detective Arm write the defendant's name? There's no connection between the two whatsoever. I didn't even know the lady was killed. I admit the investigation didn't carry any connection between the victim and defendant. They had never even met each other.
Works for me, because that means we can say it's something else and not Woods. That's very true. Well then, let's see. then maybe the intended meaning of the message is not what it appears to be.
The intended meaning?
Not what it appears to be.
Maybe the message was not intended to be Woods. You know?
Coming from you, that's quite the bold statement, Mr. Wright. You wish to assert that this bloody writing could have had some other meaning?
Yes, Your Honor. For something I pulled out of a wormhole, it could turn out to be true, right?
It clearly says what? As anyone can plainly see. What other meaning could it possibly have?
I just realized he wears sunglasses indoors. I know it's probably just to try to look cool and stuff because he has like, you know, those kid like, not kid like, the youthful like frames and stuff. But bitch, you can't see in here. But Kenneth's arm was a detective. Maybe Woods only means something to the police. Like a police scanner code, for example, or something.
I didn't think of that.
You may have tricked his honor, but you'll never get the best of me. I have a thing for studying on the weekends, as you may have already guessed. And there's no such thing as a radio code as wits in this state, dear Mr. Wright.
Is that a fact?
Don't look at me. I know as much as you do about police codes.
Enough for that. I was quite taken with the defense's new theory. But if they can't substantiate it with anything, then I must end things here.
No, please wait, Your Honor.
Very well, but before we discuss this theory any further, I demand a plausible explanation. So, Mr. Wright, what is the true meaning of the bloody writing?
Well, I believe it's,
And no stalling! If you can't come up with an answer quickly, I will declare this discussion officially over.
Oh, I'm in trouble now. What other meaning could it have besides the obvious one? Maybe it means something in another language, or maybe it's a code? Think, Phoenix. You can do this.
Which piece of evidence will tell us what the word woods really means?
How do I see... Is it here? Okay.
The bomb transport case? I've had enough to hear with your shenanigans, Mr. Wright.
Take a look at the numbers on this case, Your Honor. L10015R. Doesn't the string look vaguely familiar?
L100... What does that have to do with anything?
What could those numbers possibly have anything to do with this case at hand?
Now please take a look at the bloody writing shown in the crime photo.
Oh, I think I see it.
That a girl. That's one on my side.
It says words, as we've discussed. What do you mean?
Or you could say it's a horse of a different color, Your Honor. The first character isn't a W. It's actually an L and a 1. The next two are zeros.
Oh my god! And the D spells out the number D!
The true meaning behind the bloody writing isn't Miss Wood's name. It's the number engraved on this bomb transport case.
What are you talking about? The next part doesn't make any sense. The next number is a 1, but the bloody writing says D.
But the number on the case and the bloody writing can be made to match up quite easily. This is how the number on the transport case can be made to match the bloody writing. Erase one line. Erase one line, yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's not going away. I did it wrong.
Erase one line from where?
Anywhere you like. What do you mean? Isn't it just removing the curved part?
Anywhere I'd like. Alright, I'll erase the one of the O's. What? What is that supposed to mean?
Your state of mind. I believe it stands for wise, optimistic, dauntless, and serene.
Boss, what in the world? This is no time for a psychology test.
What do you...
Can't say my state of mind's exactly serene right now, Mr. Wright.
What do you mean? It's one line, is it not? I guess erasing just one line won't do the trick. What do you mean? How is it erasing 2 lines? Is it not the curved part of the D? Please erase the third downward stroke of the W and the curved part of the D. I guess that makes sense. I think because in my head, I was like, yeah, it's an L and a 1. I forgot about the part that's connecting it to make it look like a W. I think in my head, I kept thinking like, oh, it's an upside down 1. But why would it be upside down? Okay, never mind. Fine. Fine.
Well, would you look at that? How did you erase this in the photo?
Lawyers. No, Your Honor. It isn't meant to be read as a word. It's the number L10015, which, if you take away the final R, is the exact same number that's on the bomb transport case.
Erase 2 lines and they match up, you say? Well, I can change anything into anything else simply by erasing 2 lines. What if we erase 2 lines from your name? Would you be happy as Mr. Wright?
Oh, would you, Mr. Wright? The only right spelling is right. Okay, I'm doing pretty well here, and I think I've drawn the right conclusion. Detective Arm's real message to us is the bomb transport case number. Your Honor, the 2 lines were added by the real culprit to intentionally mislead people.
What?
The original message Detective Arm left behind was the transport case number, but whoever assaulted Apollo changed the message.
If you're right, boss, then what do you suppose Detective Arm was trying to tell us?
I don't know. Did you want to look at the fucking case? Good question. What does this number represent? Why would you not think about looking in the fucking...
Do you see this number here? That is my identification number.
Oh, the idea is the implication that that number is pinning him because that's his ID number. I thought it was trying to say, like, look at the code. Maybe pay attention to the transport case. There's gotta be something in there. I thought. Candace Arm lost her life in the courtroom bombing. Her dying message could only have had one purpose.
No!
To tell us the name of the one responsible for the bombing. And before they say, she died over here, but the message was over there. How did she fucking get to it? I don't know. Well, don't keep us in suspense, Mr. Wright. Tell us who she was trying to name. The culprit that the victim was trying to identify is none other than Gasp in Pain. He's the one who did it. I didn't want to be the one to say it, but he's the one who did it. The defense wishes to indict Mr. Ted Tenate on the charge of the courtroom bombing. Ted Tenate. Apparently, disabling bombs isn't Mr. Tenate's only specialty. Somehow, the victim must have realized that he was the bomber. So when she was caught in the blast, she left his bomb transport case number as her dying message. She used Mr. Tenate's own ID number to finger him for the crime.
Why would anyone go out of their way to run an ID number? Wouldn't they simply write the person's name?
He's got a good point there. What do you have to say to that, Mr. Wright? He's got a good point there. That only Detective Arm would know the answer to that, but allow me to offer a theory. Perhaps Detective Arm couldn't recall Mr. Tenate's name in the heat of the moment. As I recall, this was the first meeting between the two. It's entirely possible they wouldn't have been familiar with each other.
Or maybe using the ID number was a way to hide its true meaning from the real culprit, thus lowering the odds that they would erase the bloody writing.
But no matter what the reason, the important thing is the meaning behind her message. The fact remains, she wrote Mr. Tenate's ID number.
Now, just one moment here. There hasn't been any proof yet that it was indeed Detective Army who wrote it. The bloody writing wasn't found during the investigation after the blast.
Yeah, because no one fucking went to look at it. Clearly, no one was there. Evidently, because you didn't fucking do shit.
If Detective Arm had left a message, it should have been found at that time.
Naturally, Mr. Tenate hid it before anyone could discover it. And there's a simple explanation for how he was able to do so.
What?
He laid down on it with his body. Mr. Tenate was able to cover a message up because he was the first to find the body. The first person to discover the bloody writing was Mr. Tenate himself.
I was the first one on the scene after the explosion. I went there to ensure safety, but I ended up discovering a dead body.
Why would he not, like, wipe away the blood stain, though? When Mr. Tenate saw that the victim had written his ID number, he used the bomb transport case to cover up the bloody writing as a stopgap measure.
Oh, so that's why the message in blood was under the transport case.
He didn't have enough time to try and scrub away the writing. If he didn't report the body right away, he would look suspicious. So those letters live on to serve another function. When Mr. Tenate used them in another incident. Oh, you saw Mr. Justice. Exactly. Mr. Tenate hit upon a plan to use the bloody writing for his own purposes. So he didn't clean it away. Instead, he made it look like Mr. Justice wrote it. By adding 2 lines to the writing that Detective Arm left behind. He changed the meaning of the message. He made it look like Mr. Justice was accusing Mrs. Woods of the attack.
So that means
The only person who could have altered the bloody writing was the courtroom barmer, who was the same person that assaulted Mr. Justice. And that person is Ted tonight. Oh my god, I can't believe it. That evil-looking man is evil? Crazy. Order in the court. Order, I say. Looks like we will have to hear from the bomb specialist himself. Mr. Payne, please have Mr. Tony take to the witness stand.
yes, Your Honor. I don't want to do. That was great, Mr. Wright.
Just doing what I do best, which is flying by the seat of my pants.
Dismantling the case is yours. Do you think you can handle it? I look forward to seeing you try.
I finally drawn Mr. Tony back into the witness stand. Looks like you'll get your wish, Goggle Man. Now watch me take your lies apart. Wow! And of course, that is where we will stop for this episode. Wow, what a turn of events! Who would have guessed? This man, potentially evil? Oh my goodness gracious. Well, thank you for watching and hanging out with me as I flub through things. And with that, we will see you next time. And by we, I mean me. Me will see you next time. Bye!